Good day, everybody. Hope you're having a good one. It is raining out here. I don't know if you can see. It's gentle and it's not too loud, but I thought I would change it up today and do some different scenery for you. And this week we are going to be talking a lot about care, self-care, and working through our nourishment barriers, as well as just in general. And for today's video, how and who is on your self-care team. So here's your host. I'm Tracy Brown. I'm your somatic nutrition dietitian and attuned eating expert. I'm trying to get that glare off my face if possible, but it's not going to work. Try to get the sun. Okay. So as you can tell, I'm sitting outside. It's raining. I wanted to have a different view for us this day, and hopefully you can enjoy it. All right. So I think it's really important to recognize that many of us, depending on our histories, have a really hard time taking in care and support. And either we say, people stink, they're biased, they say things that are harmful to my recovery, and I don't want to deal with it at all, or they have support and it's hard to take it in because our bodies are operating from the past, like, well, what if they let me down, or they can't help me, or they say the wrong thing, so let's just not go there. And it might, mentally you might not know that's true, but physically it feels kind of true. And so it's often hard to do the opposite action, which is, no, this person has shown me over time that they're consistent, they mean what they say, and they live also what they say. So before I go too deep into that aspect, I just want to talk about, in general, who's on your non-diet support team. And that doesn't always mean you're professionals, but it can. It could mean that it's your really great, hopefully somatic dietitian, your trauma integrated therapist. Let's say you have a doctor that's just really caring and sensitive. So not all doctors don't know what they're doing. There's a lot of good ones out there. I'm finding more and more, not so much in my local area, but over the country, I keep digging and going down rabbit holes to find people in various locations that are good at really specific things that you could be looking for. So anyway, don't give up the search. So if you are somebody who's looking for a really good gut health specialist, keep looking. I would look, honestly, for some of the best people that you found have integrated some maybe integrative techniques, but they're also very evidence-based and they seem very compassionate. Email them, call them up, try to get a hold of them and see if they will be willing to work with you, even if they're not local, and go to them, go do it. Or if they can't see you, they might know of somebody in at least your state that can help you. So, that's one of the ways that I've, improved my health. It's one of also the ways that I've, grown my skill level, is that I just don't accept, if something around me is not what I need, I'll just go find it and keep going and keep digging until I find the right fit for whatever it is that I'm needing, and keep going from there. So there's that. But I also want to remind those of you who are in situations where things aren't ideal. As hard as that is, it's really important to understand that a lot of people maybe aren't at your level of understanding non-diet concepts. They're still kind of either very, very fat phobic, or they have a foot in both camps, or they just don't quite get what it is to have an eating disorder. And so you don't want to blow up all your relationships if they're otherwise pretty good or supportive, but just know that there are some people you can't talk about certain things with, not because you don't want to, and maybe your heart really aches for that. It's just that it's not quite the right fit for all topics and all situations. So just kind of putting that out there to you, is that it's important to pick your self-care and your recovery team really, really carefully, and know that that's not something bad or wrong with you. It's the circumstance you're in, and that's why, again, keep searching and keep digging. For those of you who don't know, I have a program called Attuned Eating for Attuned Living, and we meet monthly. There's weekly materials to work through, and there's people from all over the country in it, because we don't always have everything we need in our situation to provide care, to have this really nourishing water hole of people that oh yeah, your health stuff is up for you, huh? And it's tough stuff, and how can we be there? And that's the kind of people that you want to have in your corner, that aren't necessarily going to say it's okay for certain behaviors to continue, but are also going to understand and encourage you, and basically ask what you need and what you want, and help you see the difference between what we think we want, maybe, which is a smaller body, and to get really clear of but you've been there, done that, and dig a little deeper and get into the present moment of what it is you really need and want, for your freedom. So those are the kind of situations and people you want to be around, whether it's your professionals, whether it's in your local community, whether it's a really awesome online group, whatever it is that you've got going on. Or maybe it's not even a specific group for your specific eating or food or body image situation, but maybe it's something different. I've got clients that get a lot of great support from simple things like meetups where they learn a new skill, and it's all about something that's a common thread that you can just practice feeling safe around. So I'm not going to say all the different examples because I don't want to give away anybody's stuff, but what I can say is that if there's some kind of hobby and it's contemplative, whether it's, I don't know, sewing or learning a different language or something that you just have to show up and leave your house for every week to go and practice a thing, to learn to be around people and to take in presentness or support or enthusiasm about something, then that might be really, really helpful for you as well. So don't give up, keep looking, and you're going to create, you can create this present moment situation to nourish your body, nourish your mind, nourish your heart, nourish your soul, to build back your trust in people again. And that way you're less reliant on the fantasy of getting smaller to make you feel better. So I hope this video helps and encourages you to know that there are all kinds of options. And yes, it does take some risk taking to take one step to reach for what you need, but I hope it's helpful to you. And yeah, one last thing. I am, I'm going to announce this probably multiple times until next week. Make sure, if you're not already on my email list, to get there, just because we're going to be doing a fun little gathering around my tool that I put out a long time ago, probably almost a year ago. And I just want to make sure everybody's using it, knows how to use it. It's called Stop Bashing Your Body. It's kind of a then what exercise. And I think it's really important to be able to not just, read and mentally consume things, but if we don't get in action, we are going to be, definitely life can shift us and without all of our own effort, but I do think sometimes that taking the first step and reaching and letting something land is way more valuable than taking 30 minutes to do that or an hour to do that. Is way more valuable than trying to white knuckle everything mentally. So thanks so much for watching. I do hope you take care, and I'll see you in the next video and post. Take care. Bye.